Brad, we'll address it here, no doubt. We don't expect you to watch everything, but we really went pretty far in depth when it came to turnover ratios, both on the offense and the defense. And, Greg, I got to think, especially on the defense, that it's a tight group as it is, and with all that experience, that maybe that next step is, hey, let's start taking the ball away from the other side.
Hey, the whole deal is the offense, like we've talked about ad nauseum, really, the turnovers have to stop, but you have to limit those turnovers because you've already got a defense that's established, and they're a tough, hard-nosed defense, and they can play football. And if you start limiting those turnovers on the offensive side of the ball and stop putting your defense into such a horrible position to try to defend inside the opponent's red zone 4 or 5 times a game, I think you see a big-time shift. You see a Nebraska defense is ranked right up there in the top of the country if the offense can help you out a little bit. And, and I'm not talking about an offense that has to score 50-plus points. I just want to see an offense that doesn't turn the ball over more than a couple of times a game and scores 35 to 38 points a game. And I think you see a very dominant Nebraska defense, and people are going to be just opening their eyes up and say, hey, the black shirts are back.
Greg, it reminds me of something I just saw here in the last week. I know you're a big NFL guy as well. I was watching NFL documentaries, Super Bowl documentaries on the NFL Network, and that instantly brought to mind, I'm watching the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who beat Oakland in the Super Bowl, and they kind of tell the story of the season. And John Gruden had just come on board from Oakland, and he's got a defense that's got John Lynch, Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, Dexter Jackson, just on down the line, Simeon Rice, great defense. And these guys were kind of, they were, to be frank, they were pretty pissed off that they didn't have an offense to help them out at that point. And Gruden put together a decent enough offense to win a Super Bowl, but he basically challenged them by saying, no, hang on just a second. You think you're a great defense, start taking the ball away from the other team and start scoring points yourself. Then you're a great defense. You guys are talented. You're not giving up any points, but start to take the ball game away from the other team. And they responded. They did it.
Hey, I mean, a good personal friend of mine, Keyshawn Johnson, was on that team. You know what? And he knows exactly what you were just saying about how that helped out, how they were successful there offensively, because you did have a dominating defense. And that defense right there, you put them up there with obviously the Chicago Bears 1984. 85 was the Super Bowl with the 84 team. And then there's the Baltimore Ravens. I don't remember the year, but
2000.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, those are 3 of the best defenses I think I've ever seen. And if you look at all 3 of those teams, offensively, they weren't very – they didn't do much. That defense carried those teams. And that's what gives you that advantage. When your defense can stop the other team and give your offense that kind of an advantage, that's what you're looking for right here. And, when the offense just shoots themselves in the foot, it's just – it makes that job for that defense just so much harder. And, right, I mean, Keyshawn would be the first one to tell you, too. He had gone through that so many times in his career at USC and then, throughout the NFL. And he landed in Tampa Bay in the right situation, boom. And, he was successful with Tampa Bay and then with the Cowboys as well. And, like I said, he'll back me up on anything I say on that.
So you got to give us the backstory on that one, Greg. You and Keyshawn Johnson, where did you meet him?
Well, Keyshawn Johnson Jr. was once a wide receiver here at the University of Nebraska. as a commit. And, you know, my friend and my colleague, Nate Klaus, who used to work with us at Husker Online, he's no longer with us, but him and Keyshawn had a pretty good relationship. And Nebraska had been recruiting a lot of Calabasas, California athletes at that time when Mike Riley was the coach. And Keith Williams was the wide receivers coach. And Keith Williams is now the Baltimore Ravens wide receiver coach. But there was a big, strong tie there. And I had met Keyshawn a couple of times. You know, actually had gone to his tailgate a couple of years in a row. And, you know, just to hang out, you know, because I was working. But, you know, great guy, and, you know, had seen him at several camps as well. And, you know, the place, his son, Keyshawn Jr., that was his place to come to. And Keyshawn wanted him here, and he came here. And then, unfortunately, he got into a little bit of trouble off of the field. And actually, he's not even playing football anymore. I think he's just a student at Arizona State. Maybe he's graduated by now, but I don't know. But anyway, long story short, I love Key. He's one of the best dudes you could ever talk to about football. He's seen it all and done it all.